All right. Let's go. It's me, Puddle Cakes, and I'm here to make a little video on the new season of Conquest, Desert Conquest. Talk about some pros and cons, and I might craft some gear. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. So, as you can see, new Desert Conquest. It's got pros and cons, and I'm not gonna lie. I made a video like 4 weeks ago about how I hated this mode, and that was just the start. Once we got into the next sections, it started to open up, and I started to like it more. But it still has its issues, and there was a couple of things that Lilith did that kind of made me not like this mode as much, and I didn't like being the guinea pig. So I'll go over a few things, and we'll see where it goes. So one thing that's different is you don't really get like an honor level. Like, you get your normal Chronicles quests, which my fat head's in the way of, and my chair right here. And you got your normal stuff. One thing I noticed right away, though, is that once you go through all of this, there is no level 4 pass opening. So there's no opportunity to go and raid their starting zones. That's interesting. Good, but bad, because then a kingdom can just sit and hide and not play, which really turns people off. People join KVK because they want to fight, they want to have a good time, they want to test, they want to experience the game. So it's very interesting. The other thing that they have is they have this prestige list, which is actually based off of like defending things. You can get prestige points off of killing tier 5 units of another camp. You can get 10, or when you attack or defend a colossi, a holy site, a desert fortress, or an ancient fortress, you actually can get more. So a lot of my points are actually from me defending swarms a couple of times. I have not done many of the defense and attacking of these because I'm archers and I'm slow, and I'll go over that a little bit more. Otherwise, you basically have the same stuff. There's a little bit more honor, and there's not as many kills. So kill points are like 20 million or something like that. So it's a lot less killing, but a lot more points on defending and attacking certain things. So the only bad thing is that I don't think I can zoom out far enough, but we'll do our best. Okay, so as you can see, our zone is up here. Our ally zone is down here, which is 1002 and 1123, I believe. We are going against a couple of really cool Asian kingdoms down here, and then up here we had a really strong fighter kingdom too. I am Peachy, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Very good fighter, and other kingdoms, and it was a good time. Now, when the first pass opens, you basically have to go from here to here to fight. Now, if they meet you in the middle, it's about a 20-minute run for my slow archers. But once we pushed them back, it was a 30-minute run. And then when we went down here and started fighting, it was a 55-minute run. So the first pass opening, I hated with a passion. It was the worst. It was Lilith, man. Like, I love this game more than so many other things, but you should have put in, like in the desert game, where you can speed up on the roads or certain desert areas, because no one wants to spend 40 minutes walking. Yes, this is a strategy game. Yes, it's a fighting game. Yes, it's a war game. Yes, it's many things. But this is a phone game. This is a game that you play in between work or in between classes or you take vacation for, but you don't take time to walk an hour. And then when you get there and your troops die, it takes 75% of that time to walk back. I hated it. I spent an hour and a half, almost 2 hours going to one fight to the next. Now, what I did like is the fortress idea, which was cool, but not cool. I think they should have opened up the passes right away, like pass 5, because I think what would have happened is it would have allowed people to enjoy the fortresses more. I think with pass 5 opening like 4 days after, what ended up happening is people stopped enjoying the fortress attacking and defending, because we would run all the way to here, or here. No, don't zone in. We would go to these spots, which were 40 minutes, and we go to defend or attack, and it just took too much time. A lot of people got burned out in the first 4 days, just walking. So, I mean, I think realistically, if they were smart, they would have pass 5 open up in 24 hours. Oh, you know how badass that would be? Like, you're basically fighting here, and here, and here, or down on the left, or wherever, and you're fighting in this area to open up this spot. Now, I mean, personally, I think that would be sweet. It would be so cool. I think I'd enjoy that more, because now I can move up, or the enemy can move up, and they can now capture all these, and we can rally from here to their fortress instead of, pushing and defending. Like, not many people. So, example here. There's not many examples, because right now our enemies kind of gave up. They're playing a little bit, but not too much. So an example would be, if we moved up to here and they moved up to here, they could start a rally in one of these fortresses and attack our fortress, or we could do the same. And it's cool, but if you die, you still have to walk back to it. So that's why I think that pass 5 opening early is super crucial. So Lilith, please listen to me. Speeding up the passes in this mode will make this game mode. I guarantee it. Now, why? Why is speeding up the passes so important? Well, as you can see, you can actually port into these zones. So this pass 5 was crazy for us. Keep in mind, we're fighting like 4 really big kingdoms they're not like giant super Imperium kingdoms, but they're very active in their active time. You have 2 13 billion, 11 and 13 billion power kingdoms, or alliances in each kingdom. Like, they're not small kingdoms. And our allies are way down in the southwest over here, and they're big kingdoms, but not super active. And for us, like, our kingdom is half active in the morning and then half active at night. So it's like we kind of struggled a little bit because there was so much activity on the enemy side. So they took this pass and we took this pass, and immediately what they did is they started building down, and they took this pass. So we only had this zone. Now, us taking this zone, it was 412A, and 412D, and that's all we had. So we had 2 alliances, no places to port. We had everything attacking us, and they did a really good job because they had one kingdom that was fighting here, one kingdom that was fighting here, and then what they were doing is they were taking another kingdom, which was the southeast, this kingdom up here, and they were attacking this side and attacking us from behind. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, how the hell are we going to do this? Like, this was absolutely insane, and we couldn't even port in. Like, a third of each alliance was ported in. So I myself, what I ended up doing is I ported in down here, and I killed everything that was running up to try and take us out. But once they built flags closer, it started to get sketchy, and they started rallying me, which is what they should do. I mean, I took some pretty heavy rallies. None that I was super scared of, but some heavy rallies. I mean, keep in mind, everyone's worried about the new XY Nevsky rally, but I play archers. You ain't scared of calves. I'm just kidding. So this idea, this concept right here of separate zones like this and being able to single areas out or give kingdoms opportunities to come back is really cool. Like this zone, this, and this, I thought that was really cool. And you're shrinking it down so much that it's just like right there. You don't have people building 72 forts in there, even though there was fort building, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. I liked it. It kept it busy, kept it fresh. Once this kind of settled down, the next parts were actually zone or pass 6s. And these passes have, you know, obviously they've got their shrines and things like that. They've got different bastions, so they're super important. By the way, I really dislike Lilith taking away bastion skills. Some people hate them, some people don't like them. I think the bastion skills add a new dynamic, and taking them out, it doesn't make sense to me. It has to be more than just crystal tech that is important. And I think that the skills really, they add a different variety or angle to the game, and I wish they would keep them in. But that's besides the point. So at this point, we had to push up, and we took this one, this one, this one, and this one to try and kind of keep this corner kingdom. But they actually outsmarted us, and they ended up taking. They teamed up with the bottom alliances and took all of this right off the bat. And then they pushed out our allies, and our allies only had, I think, this one at one point. It was rough. It was rough. So what we did is after we took these up here, we actually came down and started taking these. Now this is where the fun was, but at the same time super sketchy, like really sketchy. You're basically, I probably went through 500 random ports this KVK. Some gems, some honor or alliance coins and stuff like that. But as soon as we got a pass, random port, random port, random port, random port, random port, and I landed right here. And I went in there and I was attacking everything. And Ahmad Aziz was attacking everything. And we were getting rallied and rallied and rallied and rallied and just killing troops. I went through a lot of resources, but it was worth it. Then we went and started doing these ones down here because they actually had so many people in this one, it made it impossible. So we started going over here and this one, and we tried this one, but they were really well defended. Tried that one, it was well defended. So like another day later, we came and we took over this one. We rallied it, took it down. Now, they were focused on the Khaleesi, which is important, but 1% buffs for taking a whole zone wasn't really smart, I don't think. So we ended up taking it and did the same thing. Random port in. We had like 50 people random porting in, and you can't exactly rally everyone. You can't exactly swarm everyone. It's not exactly easy. So, like over and over, we did the same thing. We just took one zone, random ported in, allowed them to attack us. We took rallies after rallies. I think Ahmad Aziz went from like 250 million power down to like 150 at one point, or 130. Controller and stuff like that. They all did that too. And Ahmad Aziz, and Poe, you are the man. I know I said you're beautiful, but you're also a great fighter. He was taking rallies and rallies and rallies, and he ran out of resources at one point. But it was crazy. So now it worked. It was really cool. Like that aspect was so much fun because I, who couldn't be on during the Asian, Japanese, Korean busy times because I work. I work a 12-hour day, a 10, 12-hour day. I could not be busy. This allowed me to get together with my friends or my alliance mates and push a pass and random port in and fight and attack and fight and attack. And it was a good time. It really was. Now, another con, a pro but a con, was the creation of the healing pots. I know I'm already at 16 minutes, but so as you can see, the healing potion. Yeah, this gentleman decided to attack me with a full hospital. What's so special about that one? Oh, okay. What's one of my favorite ones? Did I even save it in here? Either way, like there was so much fighting, really weird setups and groups that people were using. I don't know. I got smoked a few times, which is whatever. But the healing potions. Now, let's see if I can find healing potions at the start. No, this was yeah, I guess I didn't save. I didn't favorite any healing potions at the start. So, at the start of the KVK, we had healing potions. And people noticed that we were using a lot less resources, a lot less speed ups, and we were using a lot of healing potions. And we thought it was a part of the game. I'm like, it's a new mechanic. It's really cool. And it really made fighting, it gave us an opportunity. Well, about a week and a half ago, apparently it was a bug. And Lilith ended up taking back and taking away speed ups. And that's like one of the craziest things to me. If you, Lilith, you gotta treat your community better. You have us as your guinea pigs. And something happens to us that's not supposed to happen. And instead of hotfixing and explaining it to us, you punish people. That isn't how you treat your customer. That's not how you treat a client. Thankfully, I didn't really fight a whole lot in that first week because I wasn't really a big fan of the walking. But I know people that were like 20 billion resources in the hole and lost thousands of healing speed ups. And it was just, it's ridiculous to me. Like, you have to treat us better. Especially the ones who don't cheat. They don't go and steal money from you. We put in hundreds of thousands of hours into this game, and we tell all of our friends about how much we love this game. So for me, that was a big, big, bad, big, just bad altogether. I mean, you could have lost 1,000 clients and 1,000 people that put in time and effort into your game. It's a lot of revenue. It's a lot of playtime. It's a lot of marketing tools to put out the word about how great your game is. So please do better. We love your game. We put in a lot of time and effort, but that was really bad on your part. So to recap, Lilith, don't punish your beta testers or your alpha testers or whatever you want to call us, your guinea pigs. Speed up past 5 to add a dynamic so we don't have to run really far. Maybe even make it so you can run faster on the dirt. You know, like in the desert mode. Make it so... Oh, one thing that was really confusing too is that when we had this zone and they took this pass, even though we had we had an actual fortress at one point built in here, they were able to attack all of our flags. And I think that was a bug, but I'm not sure. I mean, we were freaking out. They had every single one of our flags in here on fire. We're like, what the hell is going on? So in the long run, I mean, the mode added cool stuff, but then also kind of killed the game like the Moda did a little bit. So you guys have to learn from your mistakes and be better. But I think in the long run, after the first 5 days, I really enjoyed this mode. I enjoyed random porting. I enjoyed rallying everything. I enjoyed basically all of that. The other thing that I don't like is that these are not going to be taken. We can't take these. You know, like being able to port into these zones and like push and rally cities, like that's really cool and that's what people want to do. But making it so we can't push now again, like we have 10 days left already. That's all. And all of this can't be taken. And we can't even try to get their ancient fortress, like, or their crusader fortress. Like we can't even, it's just there. It's dead zone. You make us run an hour on the first 3 days, but we can't even, either way. What else? Yeah. Well, this video is already 23 minutes. I rambled for a lot of it. I appreciate every one of you for stopping by. I hope this shows you a little bit of the difference of like the KVK mode in a way. I do apologize for not streaming fighting again. Unfortunately, I didn't get into the beta for the computer, and this really lags when I fight, and it makes it very difficult. Like, I've tried BlueStacks, I've tried everything. I have like 32 gig of RAM. I have one of the fastest graphics cards, and it still runs like crap. So it's like it's very off-putting to try and record when there's a big battle and I'm trying to click. And I've been learning that a lot in like Osiris League. So not only that, a lot of the battles did not happen during a good time for us. Thankfully, Shinchi recorded a few things that I did. And yeah. But once again, thanks for stopping by. Peace. If you have any questions about it, thank you.